It was another day of very emotional testimony in the murder trial of Curtis Reeves. Today, the defense began making its case, claiming Reeves acted in self-defense when he shot and killed Chad Olson inside a Wesley Chapel movie theater in 2014. As part of that defense, Reeves' daughter took the stand to talk about her father's declining health. 8 on Your Side's Jeff Patterson continues to cover this case for us from start to finish. He joins us from the Dade City Courthouse.
Good evening, Stacy. Curtis Reeves was once a very imposing physical figure. As a Tampa police officer, he helped establish the SWAT team for that department. But today, the jury heard from Reeves' daughter, who told about his declining health, saying he's not the physical figure he once was.
Most of the things we did as a family was outdoors.
Jennifer Shaw is the adult daughter of Curtis Reeves. Today, she told jurors how her mother and father were extremely active growing up.
We took family vacations every year. A lot of times those consisted of camping, hiking, fishing.
Curtis Reeves served much of his adult life as a Tampa police officer. He established the SWAT team for the department and had been a very large physical presence. Shaw told the jury as he got older, Reeves began to have problems.
He started having trouble running, so he switched to cycling.
Shaw became emotional as she described a kayaking trip where her father had trouble with a paddle.
And the kayak paddles are two-part paddles where you have to press in a little button and pull them apart. And it was a harsh reality as a child to see your father not be able to do that.
Defense attorneys are attempting to show why Reeves would be in fear for his life in this Wesley Chapel movie theater as he was confronted by Chad Olson. Reeves maintains he shot Olson in self-defense. State attorneys pointed out 8 years ago, Reeves could still do things for himself.
So on one hand, he's deteriorating so much that you're so upset you're crying, but then at the other hand, you're indicating that in 2013 they led a fairly active lifestyle, right?
They did, correct.
The jury also heard today from Matt Reeves, who is Curtis Reeves' son. He's also a Tampa police officer, and he told the jury about arriving at the theater just as the argument was erupting between his dad and Chad Olson. He says that he heard the shot and he rushed to help Chad Olson, but he wasn't able to save him. Stacy?
So we've heard from Reeves' son and daughter, but do you think we'll hear from Curtis Reeves himself? Will he testify?
It's certainly a possibility. There's speculation to that, but there's no confirmation that he will testify. It's certainly his right to testify or not to testify. And as a former law enforcement officer, he certainly understands the full implication of that.
Indeed. Jeff Patterson live at the Dade City Courthouse. Thank you, Jeff.